I never thought I'd be telling this story. For the longest time, I was just a shadow, silent, unseen, forgotten. But today, I speak because I am free. I lived a life that wasn't my own. I grew up in a place where women were expected to stay quiet, follow rules, and never dream too big. My dreams? They were locked away, buried under the weight of shoulds and musts. My father was a traditional man, kind in his own way, but firm in his beliefs. He always said, "A good woman knows her place." My mother was the same. Thought I sometimes caught glimpses of something else in her eyes. Regret, perhaps, like she had once dreamed too. I tried to fit in, I really did. I studied hard. I was polite. I never spoke out of turn. But there was always something inside of me wanting more. A whisper that grew louder every time I saw women on TV doing things I had been told were impossible. Leading companies, traveling the world, changing lives. I wanted that. I wanted to be them. Then came the night that changed everything. It was my 25th birthday. My mother had baked a cake, just like she did every year. My family and neighbors gathered, laughing and chatting. And then, as the candles flickered, my father smiled and said, "It's time we find you a good husband." Everyone nodded in agreement. They spoke of my future, marriage, children, a quiet life. No one asked me what I wanted, and that's when it hit me. If I stayed, my life would never belong to me. It would always be shaped by the expectations of others. I barely slept that night. My mind raced with fear, doubt, and something else, determination. No one was going to hand me the life I dreamed of. I had to take it. So at sunrise, I packed a small bag with clothes, my savings, and a notebook filled with my dreams. With a shaking hand, I left a note for my mother. "I love you, but I have to find out who I am." And then I walked out of the door. The city was terrifying. I had no job, no place to stay, and no one to turn to. The first few weeks were brutal. I ran out of money. I slept on a friend's couch and faced rejection after rejection. There were nights I cried myself to sleep, wondering if I had made a mistake. But something inside of me refused to quit. I took a job as a waitress, then another one as a cashier. I worked during the day and studied at night. Every time exhaustion hit, I reminded myself why I had left. Slowly, things changed. I got into college. I found mentors. I started believing in myself. Fast forward to today. I run my own business, helping women like me find their voice, their strength, their freedom. The girl who once lived in fear now stands in front of crowds, telling them, "You are strong than the chains that hold you. Break them." I won't lie and say it was easy. It wasn't. But the hardest thing was taking that first step. Choosing myself. This Woman's Day, I want you to remember your story isn't written yet. You have that pen. Write it boldly.